It's, I mean, looking at that footage, I mean, it's very difficult to look at it just purely objectively. But I mean, I don't think anyone seeing that last video in particular, um, can objectively say that that didn't take courage to just walk up to that tank and put that rocket shell just on it at point blank range. Incredible
Yeah,
amount of
you're never
courage
going
there.
to defeat that. You're never going to defeat that courage, but they also just have military acumen, training, preparation, skill to go with the courage that we see. I mean, we see the courage all through the society. Look at the videos we see of these children who have no food, no water, no medicine, put on these Trail of Tears marches to the south. Um, Look at the courage that they've handled that situation with. Shahad talking about her family, elderly people, how the courage that they've had, people who are older than the state of Israel themselves, the courage of the resistance and of the civilian population in the Gaza Strip in the face of this genocide. It's something history is going to record. And generations people will talk about this. It's inspiring movements all over the world, let alone inspiring generations of Palestinians who will refuse to be defeated by the Israelis after knowing that they can do this, after seeing that they can build with their own hands a resistance movement that can attack Israel successfully. Let's do the barrage one, just the last one tomorrow, number 12. This is footage that has audio from it. Again, we take out the audio because we don't want to have these videos flagged. But this is a joint operation that you're seeing. That's a Islamic Jihad fighter fighting that. But what we're seeing here is fighters come out of a tunnel in Barrage, where they're fighting in the middle camps. They come around the corner here, and you're going to spot the back of a Nemer troop carrier. And he's right there. He comes out the tunnel within spitting distance of the troop carrier. Fires, hits the back door, the weakest spot of the tank, and the most dangerous spot to hit. He says, I hit him. And he says, this is from the fighters of the Barrage Battalion. And he says, this is for Ibrahim Makdama, who was a founder of Qassam. Ayman Nofel, who was a brigade commander killed in the north in October of the war, and for Marwan Issa, who's the operations commander of the Qassam brigades. And he says, the cowards, if we could pause it, if we get the shot tomorrow where we can see that there's the second armored troop carrier right beside it. You can see in that shot with that arrow, that's a second Namur troop carrier. So there's 12 soldiers under the triangle, and then there's 12 soldiers under that arrow. The fighter comes out and says, this is from the Barrage Battalion and he names 3 critical commanders in the Qassam brigades, says not one coward among them. And then he says, look at that, look at these guys. The guys right beside them, they're not even going to come out of their tank and help the guys, their own troops. They're not going to come out and help those guys that are right beside them. And that's what they say in the audio. And if people want to check this audio, you can check them on my Twitter feed. I put these videos up with the audio that you can listen. But you can see the fighters communicating, both communicating with their people, saying that this is a gift from the Barrage Battalion, but also the fighters have a history and understanding of who the leaders in the movement are, who the founders who were assassinated were, and what their role is in this battle. And now we're seeing a helmet. So maybe there was a camera attached to that helmet, and that's how we're getting the helmet cam footage. And that's just part of the information operations that Qassam does. They don't tell us that. Maybe they'll tell us after in the documentaries. But it's sufficient for them to lay the seed that that's probably what's happening. And that video, those 2 videos, to finish on those 2 videos, just incredible videos to see 3 months into the war, that the capacity and qualitative nature of the operations is increasing. not decreasing. They're not being degraded like the Israelis are saying. We're seeing full command and control. We're seeing fighters with skill, and we're seeing fighters who have a revolutionary history, that understand who the leaders were, and give them shout outs. And Abu Ubaidah did that too in his speech. He gave shout outs to important leaders of other factions, of Islamic Jihad, of the Al-Aqsa Martyrs Brigades. He did that in the last speech as well. So the Palestinians have an opportunity here to fight together, unified, and to put aside the division in the Palestinian national struggle, especially under the leadership of Yahya Sinwar, who wants to put the division of the Palestinians aside and have a national unity government, which is something that, while the Israelis are trying to claim these military victories, I think we have to remember that there's going to be a day where thousands of Palestinian prisoners are released from Israeli jails. And that's going to be a specter of victory that's far greater than any of these lies that Israel tells the New York Times, that they just parrot Israeli military propaganda shrouded in censors, and with a blackout where we haven't gotten information from Gaza in 2 days now, because Israel doesn't allow any information to come out. But the fighters, they can still communicate, and they can still hit Israel in these ways. And we're able to put together a video package like this every single week with just videos from the previous week. And so I think the resistance is still strong. If anything, it's stronger than it was.
Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit like, leave a comment. These engagements help us with the YouTube algorithm, and it helps us to get around Silicon Valley censorship as much as possible. It does make a difference. You can also support our journalism by going to electronicintifada.net and clicking on donate now. Thank you.